The school holiday is a long-awaited time for many students to finally get some rest and relaxation in. It can also be a great time to set yourself up for success in the future. So that's what we're going to talk about today. My name is Isaiah, that is Tiggs, and we're going to talk about some of the best things that you can do over your school holiday to come out better than you were before. So the first tip is you want to brainstorm out your goals and give them a concrete timeline. So this is probably the simplest thing that I'm going to say today, but it is easily one of the most important. Without having some written record somewhere of the things you want to do and when you want to do them, you're going to inevitably fall into either forgetting to do them or just being able to tell yourself, oh, I'm going to do that tomorrow or I'm going to do that next week. And next thing you know, the holiday is going to be done without you doing the things that you wanted to. And a lot of people get the first half of this correct. They do the brainstorming and thinking about it properly. But the timeline portion is what they miss out on. So that's what you're gonna do. You're gonna brainstorm out all your goals first. And you'll basically, when you're writing them, be thinking, what will I need to achieve to be happy over this holiday? Then next to each goal, you're going to give a set date that you're going to either finish it by or that you're going to do it on. Then you put all those into a to-do list or calendar app so that you can never forget it. What that does is on the days that you might be bored on your holidays, you are able to look at that and say, oh wow, I need to do this by Wednesday, therefore I need to get going. And it's gonna give you a lot of extra motivation. This is such a big tip on its own that if you do this, I promise that you'll see more productivity throughout your school holiday. Guaranteed. So the next tip is you want to reflect on your past semester and set goals for your next semester. We all tend to do a decent amount of reflection, just kind of subconsciously, just thinking back to how things went or if they went well or not. But it helps to have a more structured framework and really sit down and get it done. In your reflection, you're gonna have three sort of sections. The first that has what went well and what didn't go well. The second that asks the why for both of those questions. So why didn't this go well or why did that go well? And the third is what you're going to do about it. For the top two sections, what didn't go well and what did go well, it's important to give a specific reason. Don't go and say the school year sucked, right? You want to say, my academics went poorly or my relationships didn't go as well as I planned. That gives you more of a subsection that you can look into more. And then once you're looking into those individual points, you try to find a concrete why that it happened. So obviously for the things that went well, you're going to try to find out why it went well and then keep making that go well. Keep those reasons happening. But for the things that didn't go well, you're going to want to change strategy a bit. For me personally, that's one of the things that stuck out to me. My academics suffered a bit because I tended to just wait till the last minute and didn't have my time management in order. So what I'm going to do for the next year is try to start work on projects 3 weeks before the deadline. Make your own reflections off of the semester, and I promise it's going to give you a lot more clarity of what you did and what you'll need to do in the future. The third tip is you might want to work on some sort of personal project. As students, and I know this for sure, we tend to spend a lot of our work and energy and time doing schoolwork, which obviously is productive in its own right, but it tends to keep our idea of work to only when we're in school. But we can still work towards things that we want to make or that we think are cool. I'm sure there's probably something that you've wanted to start, whether it be art or music or learning a new language, starting a YouTube channel even. And these are all personal projects that you can pursue during your winter break. For me, a couple summers ago, it was a similar situation. I found myself with not much to do and I figured, I'll start a YouTube channel and put some work into that. And now for this winter break that I'm in, I'm going to be putting more effort into it, as you can see from me making this video. So find that personal project that speaks to you and make it, because you're smart and you're capable, and I know you'll make something good. Tip number 4, spending time improving your physical and mental well-being. 69. Nice. Oh, I didn't see you there. As students, we tend to sacrifice our physical and mental well-being in order to succeed and do well. We eat fast food, we stay up late at night, we don't get in as much exercise as we probably should. And the school holiday is a perfect time to establish the habits that are going to give you a better physical and mental well-being. But don't start too heavy too quickly. You want to wean into it. You want to go gently. So if that is one run a week or one workout a week, whatever your body's kind of limit is, go with that and then gradually build up. You can also use this time to start scheduling in exercise into your calendar or routine while you have the time to reflect on it. If you know in the next semester you're going to have like 5 classes but a free day on Tuesday, you can start scheduling in and making reminders so that on those Tuesdays when you're free, that you get out and you get exercising. These improvements also don't have to stay to physical. They can expand to your mental well-being as well. Over the break, you can explore different mental health practices such as meditation, forest bathing, or even audio journaling, the last 2 of which I've made videos on, so check those out after this one. Once you find some mental health strategy that works for you and that you like, it can pan out a lot better because now you've already dipped your toe into it, you know what it's like. You can just use that when you're feeling stressed or overwhelmed in your actual semester. But I'm gonna send you off to the next tip while I get in the rest of my workout. 70. So the 5th tip is cutting down on your social media use. And this is a problem that I honestly have not overcome fully yet. And assuming you're in a similar position and life stage as me, you probably have a poor use of social media and it's way too high. So to get some of that time back and using it for more productive or just more fulfilling things, we want to reduce our social media use. The break is a good time to do this because we often use social media to escape those feelings of like stress and incoming work. But now in the break, you probably don't have those feelings as readily or as prominent in your life. So this could be a good time for us to wean ourselves off of social media. So some tips for that is you can install app blockers, basically apps that limit you or completely stop you from accessing social media sites. I use one called App Block, fairly self-explanatory, and you can basically assign a amount of time that you want to use the social media for. I would recommend that you don't go from 100 to 0. You don't want to just quit cold turkey because you're not gonna last like that for too long. So I'd say if your average in a day is like 5 hours of social media, I would recommend that you go down to 4 hours and 30 minutes as your limit. And then once you become comfortable in that, go down again to 4 hours and so on and so on. That's gonna be a lot more sustainable than just going from 5 to say, oh, I'm only gonna say 30 minutes. I tried that for a while in another video. It didn't really go well in terms of my long-term social media use. You can also just straight up delete the apps that are causing the issue. So if you have YouTube or Instagram or Snapchat on your phone, you can just delete those, get rid of them. And an added tip, you can use the app block to block the app store that you have so that you can't re-download those things. Tip number 6 is you want to make lasting commitments that are going to stick with you throughout the rest of your semesters. What a lasting commitment is, or at least what my definition of it is something that you do now that is going to remind you and really kick you into action later down in the line. An example of this is if you purchase a year-long membership to the gym. Although you mightn't use that membership during the break, as the year goes on, you're gonna see that cost being applied to your credit card and you're gonna remember that like monetary value that you put on it, and it's gonna prompt you and give you added motivation to keep going to the gym or to start going to the gym. That's what I mean when I say a lasting commitment. And you can really use that principle to almost any area of your life. If you wanted to learn a musical instrument, buy that musical instrument. If you wanted to learn a new skill, buy classes for that skill. A good rule of thumb is that you want to put as much money into it as you're comfortable with, but enough that it would make you uncomfortable if you didn't utilize it. So, $5 might not be on that radar for you, but maybe $20 might be, or whatever your individual scale is. For me, my lasting commitment during this break was to buy access to Storyblocks, which is a site that you can get stock footage for, that I'm going to use for YouTube. That is me telling myself I want to make YouTube videos more consistently, So here is the monetary cost to it. Hopefully in the future that's going to propel me to make more and more and more because I've already made that investment. And I think the same is going to happen to you if you do something similar. So really sit down with yourself and, similar to the theme of this whole video, try to reflect and get to a sense of what will make you happy if you learn it. And if that is the case, then put your money towards it to make that lasting commitment. And the last thing that you can do to get out of the holidays as the best version of yourself is to keep watching YouTube videos like these. I put a lot of effort into them to give you ideas, tips, and tools to help you be better than you were the day before. So leave a like on this video if you found some value in it. But until next time, I hope you keep improving. See you soon.